This is a true horrifying story, part 77. This story was submitted by a captain that works for Fly Dubai. Fly Dubai is not as fancy as Emirates Airlines, but it does take you to cities that Emirates Airlines does not. This happened in the year 2021. The captain had a layover flight from Dubai to Napoli, Italy. The airline company assigned an old hotel for the crew to stay in. After the flight arrived to Napoli, the captain walked inside the hotel. He noticed that the hotel was very old. It smelled very old. The corridors were tight, the ceilings were very low, and the wooden floors were squeaky. He goes inside his room for the first time, and he notices an antique painting of 4 women dressed in white. And there was another door that was locked that connects him to the room right next to his. He saw that the time was already too late and he was tired, so he decided to just fall asleep. But as he was falling asleep, the connecting room door starts to knock in a very creepy pattern. Minute by minute, these knocks get stronger and louder. He had enough. He calls the reception and complains about the guests that are staying in that room. But they inform him that it's impossible. Sir, you're the only guest that is staying on that floor specifically tonight. He is now concerned. He feels very cold because he knew exactly what this thing was. He manages to ignore the noise and he goes to sleep. But when he wakes up the next morning, he was astonished but also very scared because he looked at the painting and it only had 2 women in it that are dressed in white. He swore that he saw 4 women in the painting the previous night. He gets dressed and he goes downstairs to have breakfast with his colleagues, and he couldn't wait to tell them the creepy story of his whole night. He later finds out that every single crew member from his flight said the same thing. All of them have experienced paranormal activity in this hotel. None of the crew members felt safe to go back upstairs to their rooms, but he had to go. He went upstairs to write an official email complaint to the airline company. As he was going through his bag, knock, knock, knock. He turns his head towards the knocking noise. It came from behind the painting. He gasped and he couldn't breathe because he only saw 1 woman dressed in white. This is a true horrifying story of a real devil's game. We've all heard about games such as the Ouija board, the corners game, the elevator game, and much more. From a religious perspective, these are not games. They are rituals or sihr that summon jinns. There's a game, or more like a ritual, called Charlie Charlie. It may be as dangerous or even more dangerous than the Ouija board. Charlie Charlie involves a board or a paper and 2 pencils. 2 no's, 2 yeses, and 2 pencils balanced on top of each other intersecting. Back in 2015, the Charlie Charlie game was a trend on Vine. Users would play this game and post their reactions. Now, most of them were setups, they were fake. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the game doesn't work, because some of the vines were real. The game requires a spoken ritual and of course a welcome call to summon a jinn. I don't want to show you the details on how to start playing the game, but I will show you a clip of how this ritual looks like when a jinn is playing with you. Warning, I'm about to show you real footage of someone playing this game.
Charlie Charlie, are you here? Oh yeah, right. Charlie Charlie, are you going to leave? Charlie Charlie, can you leave? Charlie Charlie, can I go? Charlie Charlie, are you going to hurt me?
Just like the Ouija board, there's no life inside that block of wood. There's no life inside this piece of paper. These games are just tools for the paranormal beings to speak with you. Things may go very wrong if these beings felt intimidated. Many of you don't understand how powerful jinns can be. Now, of course, setting this up and just chanting Charlie, Charlie will not make this game work. But regardless, even if you were taught how to play, stay away from such games. You do not want to tie yourself around a being you cannot see. This is a true horrifying story that took place on Ras Al Khaimah, the United Arab Emirates. This story was so mysterious that government authorities of Ras Al Khaimah had to get involved. In 2018, an Emirati named Adil Al-Zaabi was out with his friends all night. He was 22 back at the time. He was going out every single night. Comes back home very late in the morning and barely used to see his family. His mother calls him one night, worried about where he's been all these days. She tells him to come back home early. He disrespected his own mother and hangs up the phone. When he reaches home, he sees his mother and she asks him again why he's been gone for days. He cusses at his own mother, yells at her, disrespects her, and goes to his room. He turns on his shower. He locks his toilet door. Midway through his shower, his lights turn off. He starts yelling, thinking someone is playing games with him. In pitch darkness, inside the shower, he feels a grip on his neck. He gets pushed towards the wall, not able to move at all, and he gets whipped on his back multiple times. He tried to yell, he tried to scream, he tried to move, nothing. Hit after hit. He hears an old man's voice telling him, "How dare you do this to your mother? Smack. I will take your life if you do this again." Lash after lash for 2 whole minutes. He unlocks the door, runs for his life, with no clothes on from how feared he was. He begs his mother for forgiveness. The family immediately calls the ambulance. Adil was severely injured and he was bleeding everywhere. I have the real image of his wounds, but TikTok will not allow me to show this graphic content. The police were involved, detectives were involved, psychiatrists were also involved. The government was accusing the family of domestic violence. The police searched the whole house. He swore to them that it was not his family. This case took many years to dissolve, but only the mother knows what this thing was. They were jinns that protected her, and they wanted to teach Adil a lesson.